Hello, hello, sunshines and sunnies. It is I, Pimp Sunkiss, here for a deeper dive into the song of Bigger by Beyonce. So, this particular read is connected to a lot of things. It is part of something way bigger. So, it is connected to the LionsGate Portal that we are approaching and going through right now, as well as being connected to the Lion King, obviously, as well as being connected to people of color, black people's roots and some messages and some deeper meanings and symbolism behind that, as well as another reading that I have coming up for everybody that I will announce at the end of this video. So without further ado, let's get into. So if you are new here, for my artistic reads, I start off with a song. I do a little simple, like pick a card for the first video, and then for the deeper dives, I take a deeper dive. I go into some lyrics that I didn't before. I talk about some background information. I do a little review. I do some analysis, and I do some channel reading and other little pick a cards throughout here. So for starters, I'm going to talk about the queen herself, Miss Beyonce. So a bit about her representation as a whole and her representation and presence throughout this song. Okay, of course it is her song. She did not write it by herself. It was written at a writing camp in a studio, of course, but by a couple of different people whose names I cannot remember all of them, but it's like about 5 different people, and one of the people is Beyonce. Another person is her stepfather, Richard Lawson, and there are 3 other people whose names escape me, but you can Google them and it'll come right up. But they are prominent people, very, very talented people. And in the research that I did, it came out that this song was written when everybody involved as a collective was basically feeling kind of low and in need of inspiration, in need of some encouragement. And so they took it upon themselves to write their own song, write their own encouraging words that not only ended up helping themselves but also spread out amongst the world to help inspire and encourage the world. So Beyonce is, which is crazy that she ended up being involved with the movie The Lion King and doing a lot of songs for the soundtrack, because Beyonce has always had this like symbolism of the lion, even though she is a Virgo. But because of her prominence for wearing the color gold and yellow and having this queenly essence, and the way that she wears her hair, big, usually like a golden blonde color, things of that nature. And she is very ambitious, very driven, very fuck the haters, I'm doing me, I'm focused on my goal, which is very Leo energy. Even though there is that Virgo work ethic and that Virgo perfectionism, there is a lot of Leo energy that surrounds her, especially when it comes to confidence, courage, empowerment, femininity. And like I said, being one who is versatile, yet tunnel vision at the same time on their goals and their purpose and how they are here to serve the world. So let's talk about the meaning of Beyonce's name, child, which is, it used to be a French surname, and it was a surname for majority of the wealthy. Okay, and Beyonce does come from Creole heritage. Her mother is from Louisiana, New Orleans. Her people on her mama's side of the family are, like I said, of Creole heritage, Creole background. And Beyonce's name is her first name, and that name means beyond others. Okay, now that can be taken one way or the other. That can be taken as arrogance, or that can be taken on some high vibrational, higher self type stuff. In which, if we're speaking in balance, in duality, multiple things are usually true at once. So you have a crowd of people who see Beyonce as a goddess, who see Beyonce as beyond reproach, as beyond others, as the best who ever did it in every way, and it is practically a sin to speak anything negative over her name. And now you have another group of people who feels like her head is up her ass, that feels like she may think that she is better than everybody else. They don't appreciate the fact that they feel like she doesn't check her fans or her stands. They feel like they make her predominantly responsible for how crazed fans rep for her and defend her. And so a lot of people have a negative connotation of her because so many people praise her so much. And that's just giving a message that's coming through right now. It's channeling through me right now to say, some people that are watching this video is more than likely for you to find this video for me to be able to tell you from your divine realm that there are more than likely a lot of people in your life that dislike you or have a certain amount of disdain or envy for you and of you simply because other people like you. And that sounds so crazy. It sounds so pathetic. But there are people, a lot of people in this world who will dislike you and dislike people just because other people like them and other people admire them. It's jealousy. It's those people not having self-awareness, not having a strong sense of identity. And also, they probably come from a long experience of not being included in some type of way or in many ways, and it just honestly has nothing to do with you. They are projecting their own problems onto you, and that's why they say forgiveness is key, because we're fighting something way bigger. Okay, and that's also why they say pray for your enemies, because a lot of the time people's issue that they have with you is not even about you. They are just miserable in themselves and find it easier to project on you than actually dealing with their own problems. Okay, and so with that being said, let's pull some cards for Miss Beyonce. I am going to ask our divine realm a bit about Beyonce's purpose as a public figure, as well as kind of her purpose within herself and like her symbolism. What does she symbolize? What can we learn from her? What can we take from her in general? So I'm just gonna start off with a energetic read for her. This is gonna tell what her predominant energy is in general and right now. So is that it's belief. Okay, but it looks a lot like the crown chakra. It looks a lot like the crown chakra card. So this is the belief card. You can see it. You see this purple circular type situation. It's a astrological alignment. I can't think of the other proper word for this, but you catch my drift. So it's belief, and belief is highly connected to the crown chakra, so it pretty much coincides. The number on this is 11, which goes back to duality that I literally just spoke on, which also ties into being a part of something way bigger. Duality, unity, having multiple sides, having various dimensions. The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. Okay, so what this is giving me is that a lot of people think that Beyonce has had it easy. They think that a lot of things have been handed to her. I think that her success is chalked up completely to her being light skinned and having a father that drilled her and opened up the doors for her. They think basically she makes it look easy. She makes it look real easy, and a lot of people don't understand the actual internal and physical work that she really puts in and that she has really put in to get where she is. And it's meant for us to look deeper, to look past the glitz and the glam, and really think about the responsibility and the weight that is on her shoulders and on her back as not only a public figure, but a public figure that a lot of people put on goddess status. Can you imagine the responsibility, the joy, but also the guilt that people in very, very high positions of power feel often, because they are being blamed and held responsible for literally everything, whether it's their responsibility or not. So it's like people are probably always looking at you like you have it easy, or like you're not doing a whole lot of work, like you're lazy or something. Probably don't want to take you serious because they just feel like you walking on sunshine too much. People want to see you struggling because they're struggling. Misery loves company. But on the other hand, I'm picking up on some people that are viewing this video that need to give someone or some people a little bit more grace, because you may be feeling like the universe has been attacking you, or feeling like other people are lucky and other people are just like progressing past you and leaving you kind of in the dust. But there's a need for you to reevaluate your circumstances and also reevaluate the way that you're looking at other people and the way that you're judging yourself, and honestly ask yourself, am I doing absolutely everything in my power, in my ability to imagine it? Am I doing everything to fulfill my purpose and get what it is that I say that I want? Am I doing everything? Am I breaking my back for myself the way that I'm going out of my way for other people? Okay? And that's all I got to say about that, okay? Let me see. I'm going to get another card based off of that same question. Energetic read. Beyonce's most predominant and influential energy. Beyonce, Giselle Knowles' most prominent and influential energy. More purple, y'all. Soul time. Soul time. There's a need to take time to yourself. There's a need to stop and pause. I did a quick read recently that talked about basically in the month of August and a little bit in September, a lot of people are going to be pulled in a whole lot of different directions. A lot of people are going to be having their hands out at you like, I need you, I want you, da 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 da. And it's basically putting you in position to discern and prioritize what it is that is really important to you, what it is that you are most passionate about, and also who it is in your life that you really value above anything beyond others. Okay? And so how you get to that sense of awareness and that sense of discernment is having soul time. Taking time out to yourself to rest and just be and just talk to yourself and just be with yourself and just allow your mind to pause. Just listen to the air condition blow. Okay? Simple things like that. Sit outside and listen to the birds chirp. Sit outside and look at the sunshine. Okay? The number on this is 40. Definitely giving some manifestation vibes. Definitely giving some destiny, life, purpose, fulfillment is meant for us to be great and make drastic change in this world that is for the better, that is for the greater good of everyone. So that 4 and that 0 put together, that 0 gives a major divine presence, which definitely confirms and gives. I just seen the synchronicity 1505, which is also a manifestive number. 15, when you see the number 15, especially if it's 1515 or just amongst other fives, there is a lot of positive change coming through, and your divine realm is trying to prove you wrong about your negative thoughts. Okay? So, the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge. What I just say? One that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. So the divine realm is sending a message that we need to face our fears so that we can get out of our own way. Because those are delusions. We are literally allowing, a lot of us have been allowing ourselves to be delusioned by mainstream beliefs. Mainstream beliefs usually want you to fear everything, including yourself, and depend on other people to tell you what to do. And it's time out for that. We are the leaders. We are the leaders. But we also know how to follow. That's balance. Balance. So it's a matter of getting into a frequency and into a space where you trust yourself. Where you trust yourself and you're building trust with your divine realm. And simple ways to do that is to set simple goals for yourself every day and give yourself credit for fulfilling even a percentage of them. Even if you don't believe it right then, give yourself credit. Talk to yourself nicely, and it will start to raise your vibration and trick your brain into literally believing in yourself. And it's not a lie. You are, in a way, tricking your lower self to run in the direction of your higher self. So you just pushing yourself out of your own way. Literally pushing yourself out of your own way onto your higher frequency so that you will realize the truth about yourself. Understand the truth about that, questioning your soul. Are you truly worth it? Absolutely. As long as you're here breathing, you have a purpose. You have another chance to fulfill that purpose and do something different, regardless of what your circumstances are. And that's another divine message that is coming through. It's a lot of, just keep hearing a lot of noises. Okay, but yeah, that's another divine message that is coming through. Being able to visualize yourself beyond your circumstances, because that is literally the first step to freeing yourself. Okay. So I think I spent enough time on that. What I want to ask now for Miss Beyonce is use the past life oracle cards that I have here, and I'm going to ask a little bit about background information on her past life that contributes to her current life purpose. Y'all, okay. She had a rough past life. She may have been a witch of some sort. Some type of, so I'm hearing apothecarian, but let's see. Okay. 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 So, this is some information about Beyonce's past life that contributes to her purpose and a bit of her functionality in this life. So for the first card, she got vows, which gives me that she had some sort of spiritual gift in a past life. Hearing something like a nun, but not a nun. I can't think of the word for it, but it's basically a very prominent spiritual woman that goes around giving messages. Like, she was a psychic of the past life. And I'm picking up on the fact that she did a lot as it concerned bringing people together in unity. I don't get that she was an official pastor, but that's what it's giving. Like, because biblically and historically, as it concerns female oppression in the spiritual world, women were not allowed to be pastors, preachers, ministers, spiritual leaders. And I'm getting that in a past life she had these abilities, and she secretly used them anyway, despite what anybody had to say. And she would help people because that's what she truly wanted to do, and she felt that that was truly her purpose. That was her vow to herself, and that was her vow to God, despite what the mainstream beliefs were. And what I'm also picking up on, so I'm getting two interpretations of this card right here. The Father. So what this is giving me is, okay, it just came through. It literally just came through when I committed to doing this. When I committed to just going forth on the card. Okay, so father issues, definitely. Her father in the past life was against her using her voice, was against what is somewhat the opposite of what her father in this life was. Somewhat the opposite. Whereas her father in this life propelled her into the public, propelled her to use her voice for the public, to use her voice for good, divine purposes, entertainment, education, propelled her to do that, while behind the scenes in certain ways, probably unintentionally or mindlessly silenced her in others, because just based off of his own upbringing and the time period that he came up in, just doing what he know and not realizing that some of his functionalities may have been oppressive as it concerns women, if that makes sense. Okay. But I'm getting that her father in the past life was much less supportive and much more silencing, and so there was a lot of conflict there. And so that is what makes her so appreciative of her father in this life, but at the same time resentful of him in ways. And now what I'm also getting is a Mulan tea, whereas in the past life she functioned as a double agent, which means that she passed as a man a lot of the time as a way of protection. Oh my gosh, y'all, I saw a video some years ago. I do not remember this lady's name, but I'm getting chills as I remember it, and I'm about to say it. So I saw this video some years ago about a woman who's a sidekick, a black woman, and she talked about how she had this dream about Beyonce, and she had the dream that she had to go in there and clean her, give her a bath. And when she went to clean her, Beyonce was like covered in muck, and she had genitalia of both sexes. And it's like she was miserable and felt trapped between two different worlds. And so I feel like that is so wild and not a mistake that it came to mind right when I was saying that, because yes, and we are in an energy right now of healing wounded masculine energy, and her masculine energy has been wounded in a past life, whereas in this life there is so much work for her to heal that, and not only heal that but also encourage that healing in other people, which thoroughly correlates and ties into this song and the soundtrack that she did for The Lion King as a whole. It deals with healing a wounded masculine energy that is meant to be divine masculine, that is meant to then unify with divine feminine for the greater good of generations and generations and generations to come, as well as the healthiness of the environment. If you remember in The Lion King, when Simba ran away and Scar became king, and Scar and all of his dark functionality, on top of the fact that he didn't even have a value for the other people amongst his kingdom, let alone the female energy in his kingdom, and you see how bad the kingdom looked, you see how distraught and how deprived the kingdom was, y'all. Y'all. Ooh, child. Okay. So what I'm definitely getting out there is a need for us to learn more about our past lives, definitely, so we can figure out how they contribute to our current lives, and see what other deeper generational cycles that we are breaking within ourselves. Not just pathologies, not just family cycles, but cycles within our own spirit. That goes back to that soul time card that was speaking about basically understanding the difference between your soul self and your physical self, your body. Your body is mortal. Your soul is infinite and constantly returns, constantly rejuvenates, constantly healing, constantly coming back to do different things. Living to fight another day. Okay? So, for her last past life card that is in contribution to this life, imprisonment or slavery, which gives that in the midst of everything that I just said from her past life, eventually, more than likely, she was caught and she was imprisoned and she was punished in slave-like ways, especially as a person of color. I'm also picking up that in a past life she may have been dark-skinned. I'm seeing dark skin with green like eyes, and I think her eyes are hazel now. And so, even with that being said, herself now picks up on messages from her past life as a more impoverished and more disenfranchised person, to where she is now able to empathize and relate to and understand people who are darker than her. People probably see her as a typical light skin, feel like that she may have colorist tendencies or something. Her spirit's memory of her past life does not allow her to be that way, actually encourages her to be quite the opposite. Whether we see it directly or not, behind the scenes, she definitely is doing the work, and she does the work to help people who are less privileged than her, because on a soul level she knows what it's like. Okay, so I am going to ask, I'm gonna use the Starseed Oracle cards just to ask what lessons or messages can we take from Beyonce's experiences as a public figure. The first card I'm going to pull is going to be based off mistakes in her career as a public figure, mistakes as a woman, as a public figure, all of that. So so here we have the I'm sorry card. You can see that well. It's the I'm sorry card. Defenselessness, writing past wrongs, uprooting. She got a song called Sorry, but she's like, I ain't sorry. I ain't sorry. But in actuality, Beyonce is a very apologetic person. Well, it probably comes from her being made to feel bad for being great. In which a lot of people who are seeing this video, you probably have those same feelings. A lot of people have made you feel bad for being great. Want you to feel guilty about being successful, about being talented, about being gifted, about doing for yourself. And that's what it makes her feel that way. And I get that through motherhood, it's taught her to be less apologetic because it's made her realize a bigger purpose that she has. And it's necessary for her to be great, because if she can be great, that means that everyone that follows her and that is coming after her can also be great. She's knocking down doors. She's knocked down barriers, okay? Like, I'm sorry, but white people be out here calling this black lady queen, okay? Okay? And basically what this is also giving is like not being afraid to humble yourself, not being afraid to apologize. I'm picking up that even though there have been a lot of situations where Beyonce apologized for things that she didn't have to apologize for, but there are a lot of things where she realized that she did need to apologize, because it wasn't necessarily things that she had done, but things that she may not have done, not realizing the impact that an action would have made. So let's just say, for instance, and this is just an example, I'm not saying that this actually happened for a fact, I'm just using this particular scenario as an example. So I'm gonna use a real life scenario that we saw online, and I'm gonna correlate it with just some what if type things. So let's say with the situation that happened with her, Solange, and Jay-Z in the elevator, okay? There were people who were here for Solange, and there were people who were against Solange, okay? And there were people who were trying to make Solange seem crazy and mentally ill and out of control as well. So Beyonce doesn't respond much to public ridicule or anything at all. She just feels like, you know, why would a queen come off their throne to address a peasant? Okay. However, it is feminine energy to speak up for yourself as well as speaking up for other people. That is how we protect. Men protect with action, physical action. Women protect and provide through vocal action, vocalizing, speaking out, okay? And so let's say that made Solange feel a type of way. Solange may not have voiced it, but there may have been certain passive aggressive ways that just showed that, hey, I feel like you kind of dropped the ball, big sis. You didn't speak up for me, like, you know what I'm saying? You didn't say what was going on. Folks wondering why I'm beating the shit out your husband, and you just up here just standing there like you did in the elevator. You just stood there and looked like, do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think, girl? Okay? And so what I'm getting is, and which I am actually picking up on, this is a channel message that I'm fixing to say now. The work that she did for the soundtrack, the Lion King soundtrack, and all of that was redemption for her, feeling like she hadn't used her voice enough for the right reasons, or just really more solid and powerful reasons. She felt like she had dropped the ball in that area throughout her career, and that a lot of people had been criticizing her, like, Beyonce, how do you feel on social issues? Beyonce, how do you really feel? You don't say much on this. We see you get on stage and do a little bop bop she bop, a little boop boop, and shake your ass, and, you know, cut the fuck up, do it damn good. But girl, what do you think about stuff? What are your opinions? And I'm getting that she felt the need to forgive herself for not using her voice as much as she possibly could have or should have. And she really wanted to make up for that through this song, and also through all of the work that she did on the soundtrack and on the movie in general for The Lion King. So I hope that part made sense. And as it ties into the scenario, you know, just basically saying that she made, you know, different situations, and her having time to sit back, that soul time, her getting an opportunity of soul time that I'm getting came after she gave birth to Blue. Her having the opportunity to just sit and be and actually be in a humble position, having to, you know, put her protection and her safety aside to then be a mom, to then be a protector and a provider and a nurturer to a small being, you know what I'm saying? And that was humbling for her, and made her realize, like, hey, I probably should have done more to protect my people in the past, if you will, or to speak out for my people, be a voice for my people in the past. So let me start doing more now, okay? And so I'm just getting, you know, it's never too late to right your wrongs, okay? So now I'm going to get some lessons that we can learn from her successes. Inner Earth. I'm hearing your best revenge is your paper. House of Never is correlated with a money is energy type vibe. So understanding that health is wealth, understanding that internal health is wealth. So you get yourself onto a spiritual frequency that allows blessings to attract to you, which is feminine energy. True feminine energy attracts divine blessings. It doesn't chase, it attracts. It allows itself to be pursued. So it says you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. So what comes along with being in that feminine energy that sits and waits to be pursued makes you feel vulnerable. It makes you feel unsafe. It makes you feel like you're not doing anything. Probably makes you feel lazy, which would then in turn make you feel purposeless and worthless, which are negative connotations that are put on feminine energy, feminine beings, women in general. And you constantly hear men be like, oh, what is your purpose in a marriage? What value do you bring to the table? Da 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 da. Bull crap. That is bull crap. If a person says something like that to you, or you hear a person say something like that about women in general, that's just saying more to you about their morals and values, and that they probably don't have any outside of material things. So if you take money from them, if you take physical materialistic access from them, they won't know what to do. They wouldn't even be able to help you in any way, shape, or form. So okay, exactly. So it's like Spirit is trying to let you know, don't worry about that. Trust in yourself, trust in God, trust in the divine realm, trust in the divine realm. Keep visualizing, keep speaking life into yourself and into your goals. And I'm not saying don't take any action. I'm saying do that soul time and do that soul work so that you're able to discern the time and the place for everything. The time for you to sit, rest, and be and allow things to come to you, and the time for you to tap into that masculine energy and go after stuff. Because whether you're male or female, you have both masculine and divine energy, and that's what this is given. It's given an integration tea. Learning how to integrate both your masculine and your feminine energy, bringing them together and using what you got to get what you want. Okay? Okay. Because think about it. Beyonce is a prominent women's empowerment figure, but at the same time, everybody knows that she's a boss and she about that action, and her work ethic is out of this world. So, who said you can't have it all? Who said you can't do both? Oh, okay. Let's see if you get to Beyonce status by listening to them folks. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So, enough about Beyonce's background information. Right quick, right fast. We are about to get into some... Girl, okay. I'm gonna do a brief reading on the lion, and then we're gonna get into some of the other lyrical messages. Okay, let's get it. All right, so because we are entering the new moon, the lion's gate, okay, I'm going to use my moonology cards for this particular reading. So for the lion analysis that I am doing, I am going to touch on messages from the lion throughout this song, and just the animal spiritual totem in general. And I am also going to ask for some messages for the LionsGate Portal. Let me pick up this animal totem card off the floor. Be bold and make the first move. Be bold and make the first move. It is a cardinal moon. So, what that is giving, I come alive in the nighttime, okay? There's some midnight pondering that you need to do, possibly a ritual that you can stand to do during the midnight hours, those twilight hours. I'm also getting that there's a particular action at the front of most people's minds right now that they are just sitting on, and they know that it could open up a big ass door onto some greatness, but you're just sitting on it. Some fears from past mistakes and past experiences, and it's just a need to surrender to the divine. Exactly, that's literally what I was about to say before I looked at the card. There's a need to surrender to the divine, and you're waiting for the trust to come in before you make that move. But Spirit is saying the trust is not going to come in until you make that move. Making the move is what's going to rise your trust in yourself and in your divine realm. So it's a teamwork effort. You're meeting your divine realm halfway. They're sitting there waiting for you. Surrender to the divine realm. They're sitting there waiting for you to take the action. So, as we were just talking about time and place, there's a time right now to take some action. Okay, I think that was very simply stated. I don't have to say much. After that, I'm trying to see what deck I want to use, y'all. I'm gonna use the Earth Warrior Oracle. Y'all, these are new cards. Big, y'all. Okay. All right. So this is going. So a little bottom of the deck energy. The Leo is the fire sign, but there's a lot of water energy coming in. And that is definitely that sense of duality, that sense of best of both worlds, integration energy. So I cannot pronounce that. I'm sorry. I ain't got there yet. I can't pronounce it. Howsoever, this is an indigenous figure that is like correlated, connected, reminiscent of the goddess Oshun. which Beyonce has paid a lot of homage to, which is the water goddess, a goddess of water, responsible for guarding the waters of life, birthing humanity. You know, when a woman's water breaks, she's having a baby. And if you think about the spiritual, biblical, mythological stories of the water goddesses, they bring about life through raising and raging the waters. So definitely that energy coming in is some fertility, some alchemist energy, and that goes back to being bold and making the first move, the combination of the masculine and the feminine. You put masculine and feminine together, has the ability to create more life. Okay. You see, that's how people get pregnant and have babies. Integration. I try to say that as clean as possible, but like that's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. So just a bit, some advice for the LionsGate Portal. Some advice, some inspiration for the LionsGate Portal. A lot of these names I can't pronounce. I ain't got there yet, child. I ain't got there yet. But Yuluka Vahini, she who rides the owl brings justice. Now that probably sounds like some Native American stuff to certain people. She who rides the I can't get my words together. She who rides the owl finds justice. Owls represent wisdom. They also represent perseverance, versatility, flexibility, and defying the odds. They represent intuition. So, she who rides the owl, she who listens to her inner voice, she who understands that she is also connected to other living beings, such as plants. I'm picking up that some people have like green witch vibes. You probably keep a lot of plants. You have a proclivity towards raising plants and taking care of plants, flowers, different produce, things of that nature. And it's a need to deepen your connection to them and gather a better understanding of what your purpose is to those plants and what their purpose is to you. For some people, it's animals. You probably love animals. You want to have a farm of some sort, or you have a lot of animals surrounding you already, and there's a need to develop a greater understanding of y'all's mutual purpose to each other and how y'all can better benefit and help each other. This lady in here is holding a owl. It is very camouflage-esque and abstract-esque. It kind of all like runs into each other. It's a lot of different images that run into each other and are reminiscent of a whole lot of things, which is showing, like I said, the connection of everybody to everything, even things that you probably didn't even think about having the connection to, and which this does is very Native American like image. So a lot of people who are viewing this video more than likely have a lot of Native American, deep Native American ties, but also I'm just picking up like some messages from like Pocahontas, Colors of the Wind, and the message that is within that song, which is very similar to the song Bigger, understanding being a part of something much bigger. I don't want to sing the lyrics to the song because I don't want to get copyrighted like that. But you know the lyrics to the song. If you don't, look it up. Pocahontas, Colors of the Wind, and let it move you, honey. Let it move you. So, some more. Nana Buluku, she rests to create. She rests to create. Now this gives more of a African, Egyptian, Nubian type of vibe here. She rests to create. Um, and don't get too hung up on the cultural origins that are presented. Um, like I said, there's a deep need and a deep general message as a whole for people to learn more about their past lives and also about their ancestral lineage, so that we develop a greater sense of self-awareness and the things that we need to change and improve and also maintain going forward. um, she rests to create. That goes back to what I just said earlier about soul time. Leos have no problem calling into work if they are not feeling it. They have no problem canceling plans if they, what I'm saying, need some rest, need some soul time. They have no problem putting themselves first. I'm a Leo. And we are definitely, I love you. I love you, darling. I love you so much. I'll give you the shirt off my back. I will. I do anything for you, darling. But I love me first. And if I'm compromised and feeling unstable, honey, it ain't gonna be good for nobody. So let me back up. Let me take this soul time. You might be mad at me right now, but you'll be even more upset if I allow myself to be around you and I'm not in the best space. Trust me. Trust me. So, and that's a message for somebody or some people specific too. Stop putting yourself in position to be around people when you really don't want to be around them, because you are kind of ruining your reputation, because you're inevitably being a little mean, because subconsciously and at a soul level you really don't want to be there. So it's coming off, even though you're trying to be nice and you're trying to grin and bear it. That's making you come off as fake, and that's making you come off something to work on, something to think about. Diamond, Tiger, and the Black Moon. Second chances bring success. Allow yourself to redeem yourself. Allow yourself to redeem yourself. This is a tiger. I'm doing a lion read, and we got a tiger. Lions and tigers are very close in energy. They don't look the same. They're both cats. They're both big cats, but they don't look the same. But they are very similar in energy. Tigers tend to be more aggressive, and lions tend to have more of a humble type of more of a humble, more laid back type of essence that comes about. And so there's kind of a message coming through to, like, once again, balance and understand time and place. The time to be humbly assertive and the time to get out there. And right now is the time to get out there and take a bite out of it. Put your claws in it. Put your teeth in it. Bite his head off. You know what I'm saying? To get what you want. Don't be violent, literally. But I'm saying, I'm saying be assertive and be clear and be adamant about what you want and go get it in the most divine and high vibrational ways possible. But learn how to connect to that lion and also that tiger energy in yourself as a spiritual and human being, so that you can figure out how to use it to your best ability. That goes back to this card where I said gathering a better understanding of your connection to different things. So some of us may need to gather an understanding to, like I said, different animals and how you can use some of their traits and their elements into your own functionality. It is prominent in African spirituality also, but as it concerns martial arts and the Asian culture, they are very prominent for things like that. They martial arts, the different poses and stances and things of that nature are highly reminiscent of different animals, and the way that they execute those moves and execute those fighting styles are very inspired by, taken from, and done in the style and in the essence of animals, different animals. Take Mortal Kombat, for instance. There are a lot of different fighting stances where you will literally see in the description the cobra stance, the tiger's paw, this, that, and the third. Do some research on that. Look into that, like, for real, and see how you can use that knowledge to the best of your ability and to the best of your success. Here we have Pachamama. She with the Andean Emerald heart chakra work. All of this is much of this is heart chakra, solar plexus, root chakra, and crown chakra work. So very etheric heart chakra vibes here. And do you see how everything is amalgamated in this picture, like I was just explaining throughout out here? And then the last card that I got for this particular reading is an amalgamation of beings. You see that? She with the Andean Emerald heart. If you see this hummingbird here that is right in her heart space, you know, your heart is like more so right here, but as far as where a doctor would operate to get in there, to get into your rib cage, and then also where your heart chakra, the energy port is located, and the heart chakra is green, and that hummingbird is green right there. Hummingbird is very etheric and a very ancient animal, and if I'm not mistaken, they used to be bigger. The hummingbird and the dragonfly are very connected to each other in spiritual ways, and if I'm not mistaken, both of them used to be a lot bigger, okay? But they are very spiritual, and they are very connected to deceased loved ones. So that, like, I don't have to say much about this card because it literally just sums up everything I just said. The need to understand your connection to everything that's around you, and even certain things that are beyond you and beyond your immediate understanding and beyond your immediate view. And there's a need to figure out how to use that, and also clearing out those heart chakra blockages, those trust issues, developing forgiveness within yourself and other people, and getting into that mothering energy, and also that fathering energy, that integrated duality, unified energy, so that you can start being whole and functioning whole and in your higher self and believing in yourself, literally. Just trying to see if I can get anything else off of this. Okay, no. Y'all, I hope that helped for the Lion Animal Totem and the LionsGate Portal read. Child, let's get into these other lyrics. I hope y'all are enjoying yourselves so far. Alright, so let's get into these lyrics. I have them down on my iPad, so you see me looking down on my iPad. I have the picked out lyrics on my iPad. And y'all, I didn't even notice before, but all this purple, my note background for this is purple. So look at that, more synchronicity. Okay, so understand that I said that earlier without even thinking about the fact that I had chosen it for to be analyzed. Understand the truth about that question in your soul. Look up, don't look down, and watch the answers unfold. So I want to do the divine oracle cards, the divine abundance oracle cards for these. But understand the truth about that question in your soul. I literally touched on that earlier. It's about getting connected to your higher self. It's about answering that calling that you feel when you get these impulsive desires to do certain things, to create certain things, to go after certain things, to help certain people. There are divine connections of that are connected to your purpose, that are connected to your higher self, That's why it's coming to you impulsively. That's why it's a need for you to do that soul work so that you can discern your inner lover and your intuition from your inner critic and that dark lower self that tries to hold you back. Okay? And so that's basically what that lyric is hinting on. That's literally what that lyric is hinting on, and that notification signifies a confirmation. So yeah, look up, don't look down, and watch the answers unfold. Look up, 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 high vibrations. That is the frequency that you want to be on. Even if that goes back to what I was saying about being able to visualize and imagine yourself beyond your circumstances, and that being the first step in breaking free of your limitations. Don't look down and watch the answers unfold. More answers come to you. Like, let's say you are in the midst of a breakdown and you crying drastically, and you probably think something is wrong with that, but that's literally an emotional purge. And that type of emotional purge can benefit you even more if you're able to find great affirmations or scriptures to speak over yourself and to speak into yourself as you're having that purge. And that will literally open the door up for your higher self to come in and comfort you, and for your divine realm to come in and give you answers to lead you to breaking free. Like I said, I'm gonna pull about 2 cards for this lyric. Exactly. Reframe. So not only is this about reframing the physical, this is also about reframing your mindset, like I just said. Instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? Transmuting that to, why is this happening for me? That's where it comes in. Look up, don't look down, and watch the answers unfold. When you look up and take the higher road and look higher, look to your divine realm, which is up. If you look down or you look back, you're looking at toxic cycles. If you look down, you're looking at lower vibrations. If you look up, that's your divine realm. Those are your divine ancestors. Those are your spirit guides that are about to come in and talk to you and reframe your circumstance. Okay? And that was pretty straight to the point. I am fearless, limitless, doubtless, and boundless. Got the limitless card here. Oh, look at those colors. Oh, look at those colors. There's a need to reestablish the ability to enjoy life. See yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. The divine can use anything and anyone. Oh my gosh. This reminds me of the Suicide Squad movie, the one that just came out. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. There are mice, or a mouse that is prominent throughout the whole movie, right? And that mouse is connected to one of the female characters in the movie. And people hate mice, right? People think of mice as these low, disgusting things, okay? And in the end, mice end up saving a fucking day. And as the female character that is connected to those mice is unleashing them into the city in order to save everybody from what they're being attacked by, she has this reflection, this flashback to her and her father, and she's asking him, why mice, daddy? Why mice? And he responds and says, mice are considered some of the lowest beings, some of the most disgusting things, but they also have a purpose, they have a heart, and they are beings. And mice also signify strength in numbers. And when it comes to people of color, we are often labeled the minority, but in actuality, we are the majority. Okay? Strength in numbers. And like people are constantly saying, baby, if black people could get organized and unified, the things that we will be able to do. Okay? Limitless. So I definitely got the symbolism from that element of the movie, and as it's coming through as a channeled message right now, understanding strength in numbers, and understanding just because other people are counting you out doesn't mean that you don't have a purpose. My pinky don't do what my thumb do. My pinky is smaller than my thumb, okay? But if I lose my thumb or if I lose my pinky, I'ma miss them mugs, okay? Why? Because they are needed. They are needed for different things, and just because one person sees something as less valuable doesn't mean that's the end all be all, because humans don't have the final say so on anything. It's the spiritual realm that does. It's the spiritual beings that have the most power. So that's why you're a lot more profitable when you're in a good spiritual standing. So this is about attracting in your soul family also. I just picked up on that. This is also about attracting your soul family, because like I said earlier, there were some things concerning trust issues, and I was making sure that no ad come up with my beats, okay? But yes, if it concerns trust issues, so that goes back to what I was saying about developing forgiveness, clearing out those root chakra and heart chakra blockages, so that you can start attracting in your soul family, so that you can really start fulfilling your destiny and getting your tings. It's time to reclaim your tings, okay? Let's get into the next lyric. I'll be the roots, you be the tree. Pass on the fruit that was given to me. Legacy. Flow. The flow of everything. I'll be the roots, you be the tree. The roots have to be there in order for the tree to grow. That's the flow. Bars. So yeah, pass on the fruit that was given to me. There has to be roots, a tree, and branches of some sort for the fruit to come through. That's the flow. Legacy, okay? Allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with the calmness and peace. That's the affirmation for y'all right there. That's the affirmation for y'all right there. Take that screenshot. Take that screenshot. Dolphins. Dolphins are very prominent beings that are symbolic for evolution. Nobody knows how true this may be, but I learned some things off of documentaries and certain classes that I took that talked about the fact that dolphins were more than likely a type of medieval dog before they ended up being water animals. And if you notice, like, dolphins don't breathe underwater. They can hold their breath for a long ass time, and then periodically they come up for air. And basically talked about how through evolution and environmental changes, their food source ran out on land. And what I got there, if I'm remembering correctly, it was a type of fish and some type of rodent that was no longer available on land. And more than likely those animals evolved and also went into the water, because there were also certain types of fish who used to have legs that were both that were like amphibious, both land and water animals. And so that led the dolphin into the water, in which makes dolphins, whales, kind of like cockroaches, if you will. They survive the test of time. They forever evolved and turn into different things. And as the saying goes, when you resist evolution, when you resist change, if you do not go with the flow, you will become extinct. So go with the tide or be washed away. It is literally your choice. It is literally your choice. And so that's why the divine realm is giving us this affirmation right here. Allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. Opening up your higher self and opening up your higher self to trust, and opening up your divine realm to know that you trust them, so that they are also not feeling timid and coming in and connecting with you. Because honestly, like, there are certain spiritual ways that your divine realm wants to communicate with you, but they don't want to scare you, and they don't want to put too much on you that you wouldn't be able to handle. So that's why they're trying to give you the space to do certain things for yourself and get yourself to a certain frequency. So one, you're able to trust yourself and give yourself credit, while also acknowledging your divine realm and acknowledging the Most High, so that you're able to work in correlation with them. Okay. That card came out again, y'all. That card came out again. Rewind and listen to what I just said again if you need to, because it came out again. So that's confirmation is wow. What's this card right here? Change. Which goes back to what I just said. Being not fearing the change, because the change leads you to better. The change leads you to more life, more longevity, immortality on a soul level. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. Because the divine realm can see things and is aware of things that you are not able to access while being in a human body. And the only way that you can access it and see it, even in the slightest, and be able to use it, is to connect with your divine realm, which means you have to take your hands off of trying to control everything. You have to release your grasp even on yourself, to allow yourself to change and grow and just be. And that will take a lot of stress off of you, because why are you doing all the work? Why are you stressing yourself? Why are you making it harder than it has to be? If you have a whole realm here that's willing to help you, that's willing to bring in other spiritual human beings to help you, why are you making it harder on yourself? Because you're used to your life being hard? That's a habit now. And the spiritual realm is saying that it's time to break that habit of struggling. Black people, people of color, as a collective, it is time to break the habit of struggling. We do not have to struggle. We don't. There's a time and a place for it, but it is not supposed to be a constant thing. It is not necessary. It is not supposed to be that hard or this hard. Please stop it. Please find a way to break free of that habit of feeling like peace is chaos. Okay, let's see if there is. I don't think there is, but I'm just gonna say I just feel compelled to pull another card for that particular lyric, because I'm about to get into a pick a card to end this video out. Now, for a lot of people, this is going to come a little later, just based off where you are in your energy and where you are in your path right now. This is companionship. Have these elephants here, which are symbols of longevity and also symbols of twin flames. Like most elephants only have one love for their entire life. Most of them are monogamous creatures, and they are very empathic. Giving someone your complete presence as is an astonishing gift. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. This goes back to what I was saying earlier in the vid about prioritizing and establishing who you truly value outside of yourself, who you truly value more than anything outside of yourself. And this can be romantic, it can be platonic, it can be agape, it can be business. But who do you value most beyond others, Beyonce, outside of yourself? Who are you willing to give your complete full presence for? That's the question, period. It's up to you to answer that for yourself and ask for the answers to the divine realm for that one. So I'm gonna get into this pick a card, child, and work on wrapping this video on up. If you stayed with me this far, I thoroughly appreciate you. And there will definitely be some timestamps in the comment section. So let's get into this pick a card, child. Let's get into this pick a card. All right, for this pick a card. Okay, so pick your pal. Over here we have these pyrite pieces, and over here we have the carnelian pieces. So this is the group for the Egyptian goddess Bastet, and this is the group for the goddess Oshun. So we have the cat goddess over here, which is also the goddess of like body oils, aromatherapies, different feminine energies and things of that nature. And then we also have the water goddess over here. So crisscrossing a lot of elements. Take you a quick set, pick your pal, and we shall get into. All right, so if you chose group 1, you chose the Egyptian goddess Bastet. So for this group, we are touching on just some divine messages and advice from the Egyptian goddess Bastet. She is connected to the Eye of Horus. She is a daughter of Horus, and she is also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe she's also the daughter of Isis, but she is very highly connected to Isis, of course, because Isis is namely the goddess of femininity. Even though all of them are responsible for some element of femininity, Isis is like the big boss goddess of that, and Bastet is a direct descendant of her. Bastet touches more so on the aromatherapy sides, the lotions, perfumes, energy clearing. Basically dealing with, what I mean by that is cleaning your energy through soaps and oils and massages and different ritualistic actions like that are basically simplistically put in our everyday life type stuff. Just, you know, as simple as oiling up your knees when your ass is good. Okay, that is a connection to Bastet. That's using that Bastet energy. Also, when you see people using sage to clear their energy, or also using cinnamon, bay leaves, things of that nature, those are also connected and derived from the Egyptian goddess Bastet. So for the first card that came out, we have, I'm sorry about shaking the camera, y'all. This podium is a little rocky, but you have Blessings of Kumu with the number 9. No good thing shall be withheld. So there are a lot of images in that card, right? We have animals, we have some angelic, spiritual-esque type things. Looking up here, this feminine figure here looks like an image of Mary out of the Bible, and also she looks pregnant. She looks pregnant, and then there is this light radiating from her womb area there. So there's I ain't gonna lie, some of y'all might find out that y'all pregnant soon. There's a lot of fertility type energy going on. So you know, do your due diligence. Protect yourself at all times. And then we also have some ancestral type images here. Getting chief vibes off of that Native American-esque image of that particular person there. Lower self, looking at the higher self. Animals that you need to connect to and take advice and messages from. I said something earlier about needing to utilize the twilight area, the twilight times, midnight, things of that nature. I need to learn how to use that better for your greater good, using that time better. There's a need to ground yourself. Get out in nature. What I like to do sometimes is I do my yoga outside, and I'll place my mat in the yard and just allow myself to just lay out there like I'm having a little picnic with myself. And it really, really, really makes a difference. There's a need to utilize your spiritual gifts more. I will do a video on that, asking basically what are some individual spiritual gifts for the collective, a little pick a card or whatever, just to help y'all out. But there's a need to get more in tune and more aware as to what your spiritual gifts are. If you have any type of talent or any type of enhanced knowledge on any subject, those are hints and correlations to what some of your spiritual gifts may be. So there's a need to do some evaluating about that. Do some free writing in a journal. That should help bring some downloads and epiphanies to you as well. Doing some burning bowl rituals, and also working with the colors white, blue, green, and yellow. Energetic clearing. Basically what I was just saying, there's a need to keep some cinnamon around you specifically. A lot of people like to use sage, but I'm picking up specifically that this group could stand to use cinnamon. Not to mention that cinnamon specifically is connected to both the root and the sacral chakra. So that is going to help with your sense of stability and groundedness, and also pick up on that Leo energy that helps you enjoy life regardless of what the circumstances are. During crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. So when you think that things are falling apart, they are actually falling into place. Look deeply at that image. You see some butterflies and things going downward, but if you look at it, they are going into, it's like that spiritual being whose name I cannot remember right now, but it's connected to some Buddhism. It's a Buddhist deity, and she is pouring life into that person's body, which looks like a female body. She's pouring life into her body, and those are yellow butterflies, and butterflies signify rebirth, and so does the color yellow. So do that math for yourself, honey. Then you got those red and pink colors there. Red goes back to their root chakra, and the pink gives that etheric love chakra. So you are in a place of reestablishing how to pour love into yourself and how to mother yourself in spiritual ways. And that is going to help you forgive your parents for things that they weren't able to give and do for you. And it's going to help you come out of that victim type of mindset. Just seeing if I pick up on anything else out of these cards. If certain relationships are ending right now, or certain people are ghosting you or acting funny with you, let them do that. Because like I said, Things are not falling apart. They are falling into place. I'm going to touch on those pyrite pieces right there. They are little pieces of pyrite. They are part of something way bigger. But not really. Pyrite is a stone that is connected to Leo, and it is connected to the solar plexus chakra. So it deals with confidence, courage, rebirth, rejuvenation, but also generational wealth, divine wealth. Divine wealth meaning you will be internally healthy and wealthy, as well as on a physical level, on a monetary level, on a materialistic level. That's why it's so important, and the divine realm is pushing you so hard right now to get your internals in order, because to whom much is given, much is required. And you don't want to become what you once despised and end up using all of the power and blessings that you get to weaponize them against other people, like a lot of people do currently and also have done in the past, which has created all of this hell that we're having to undo. And so with that being said, I really send light, love, healing, and strength to you all, perseverance to you all, and will to you all. And I truly hope this helped, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe to me. And if you made it this far, please leave me some kiss lips in the comment section. Thank y'all. Peace. All right, group 2. You chose this group. You chose the water goddess Ocean. So I talked a bit about her earlier. She is responsible for guarding the waters, controlling the waters. She is connected to things dealing with fertility, emotions, intuitiveness, highly connected to water signs, but she also likes to pay fire signs a visit a lot, because fire signs, while we don't dwell in emotion, we tend to be impulsive, sporadic, and spontaneous with emotion. So she likes to come tap us on our shoulder a little bit to kind of get us together, to kind of get us to sit down sometimes and like, hey, get your ducks in a row. Get your ducks in a row. You're spiraling. You're tripping. You're doing too much. Okay? And so that's definitely the vibe that's coming through, especially with y'all having that grounded card over there. And that is a sheep or a calf? Y'all, I can't really tell what animal that is. I think it's some type of calf or sheep. It's one of them, child. Either way, what I do know is that it's one of those earth animals. It's one of those earth sign animals. So definitely dealing with groundedness, a need to put your feet in the grass barefoot type shit, a need to organize your money. I'm literally seeing images. Some people that pick this group, you got money laying all over the place. You got change on the floor. You got leftover dollars just balled up in your pocket somewhere. You got money probably lost in a couch that you could be using, and you don't even know it because you're unorganized, and it is blocking profit from coming through to you. It's blocking money, more money that you could have to come through to you, because you really need to center yourself, get grounded, and organize. Clean up your room, organize your bags, create a vision board, get your priorities straight, get your stuff in order, fam. Many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. So this is putting you back into a space to be more appreciative of the simple things. And that is probably why some people have experienced delays or halts in their money, because spirit is trying to get you to remember and acknowledge the simple things that will still be here and still be around and still be beneficial to you, whether you have money or not. And this could also be People. There is something for you to learn about the people that are in your life. When you fall on hard times, it really shows you who is truly in your corner. So those that are going out of their way for you right now, or that have been going out of their way for you right now, or that you will see going out of their way for you, those are people that's putting on your mind. And it kind of goes back to what I was touching on earlier in the video about establishing who you value outside of yourself beyond others. And that's what this experience is opening you up to and bringing you some insight on. People who you can stand to put more value in, and people who it is safe for you to put more value in, for you to keep around and basically take with you on your path. So let's talk about that totemic puma over there. Power awakening. Once you start coming upon these epiphanies that I've been talking about, these realizations that I've been talking about through the experiences that you're going through and through grounding yourself and doing the work, you're going to start realizing more about yourself. You're going to start realizing how you actually have protected yourself and been there for yourself throughout everything, and realizing that you can trust yourself and give yourself a lot more credit than you have been allowing yourself to in the past. A lot of people in this group have been allowing others to ego bust them and talk down on them and make them feel like they don't do shit. And I'm picking up that a lot of people in this group literally bust their asses for themselves and other people, and still people make you feel like you don't be doing shit. And that's y'all get projected on a lot. People like to come drop bullshit off on your doorstep just because they know that you are willing to pick it up, because you feel like you can. And Spirit is trying to get you to stop that. Realize who is worth your time. Realize who is worth your efforts, and put your energy into yourself and those people, and allow those other people to fall off. Allow those other things that are not helping you to fall off, and you are going to start seeing this Puma energy come out of you. That Puma energy that's silent, okay? That is a silent force that is lurking in the shadows and about to come out and knock heads off. You feel me? In the most divine and high vibrational ways possible. But you got to step out and surprise some people. But it's going to come no sooner and no later than you doing that work that I just mentioned and acknowledging and embracing those epiphanies. Ask the Most High to allow yourself to heal the parts of you that are resistant to healing. Ask your divine realm to allow yourself to heal the parts of you that resist healing. Totemic Puma, powerful awakening. The Puma has many different forms and many different ways of being seen. There are many different types of pumas, okay? Like, you can see a black puma, orange puma, a puma with stripes, a puma that got a couple of different spots, and that is showing and bringing out not only the versatility of that animal, but it's showing your connection to that animal and how you are also endlessly versatile. And that's why you feel like you can take on so much at one time, because you are super strong and you are also super versatile. But there are better ways that you need to utilize your abilities and utilize your time. Okay? So, just to wrap it up, let's get into that carnelian stone right there, which is very blendy with that totemic puma card and all the colors going on right there. So, further confirmation. And also tapped into the sacral chakra, enjoying life. Once you start giving people back their shit, or just dropping their shit back off in the middle of the street and saying fuck it and going on about your business and not, you know what I'm saying, being apologetic for it, you know, because that's what you got to do to protect yourself. You're protecting and loving yourself with those actions. Once you start doing that and getting into that frequency, you will start enjoying life more, and that will put you and redirect your attention to those simple things that I was talking about that you need to find more value in and acknowledge more and give more appreciation to. And that is going to raise your vibration and start opening more doors of opportunities and opening up more floodgates of abundance and blessings. Okay. And so that was really simple, straight to the point. I'm so happy for those of you that stayed this long for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hoped all of this helped. And like, comment, and subscribe. And I send light, love, healing, strength, and abundance to y'all. Acceptance, belief, and faith to y'all. Thank y'all. Okay, if you made it this far, leave me some kissy lip emojis in the comments. Okay, so that is the end of this pick a card. If you want to hear my announcement for the next videos that I'm working on, stay tuned. Woo, child. So that was fun, right? I hope y'all enjoyed that. I hope y'all enjoyed the song readings that I do, okay? Because I am about to start getting into some shows as well. And the first show that I will be getting into that I said that this reading is also connected to is Lovecraft Country. Yay! Okay. The show has been canceled until further notice. House and never. That don't stop us from talking about it. That don't stop us from getting these divine messages and having these conversations, okay? And still enjoying everything that they brought to us. So I'm about to bring y'all some more stuff as it concerns the show. So stay tuned for my next Lovecraft Country reads, okay? I hope y'all enjoyed yourself. I hope a lot of you made it to this point in the video. And if you did, leave me some kissy emojis in the comments. And also let me know some questions or some things in particular that y'all would like for me to touch on in the upcoming Lovecraft videos, okay? Stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe so that you can see when I post them, okay? Thank y'all. Peace.